We've asked Specialist Third Class Sullivan to take over.
Request comes from Gunner's Mate Second Class, John Ellsworth. He'd like to see some pictures of the one-man torpedo.
As the drawing indicates, the weapon is two standard 21-inch German torpedoes. Plexiglass hatch in the nose, which is for the pilot. And here, captured enemy film. The crew gets into action. Because it cannot travel more than 100 miles under its own power, a mothership, under cover of darkness, must bring it within range of the target. Important Allied shipping in the North Sea. Here we can see only the control torpedo, but underneath is its explosive counterpart. Once aimed, the lower torpedo is released and goes forward under its own propulsion. The Germans score a hit. In the meantime, signals are flashed aboard the mothership, and a sharp lookout is kept for the pilot, now afloat in the control torpedo. He will make for the ship or head for shore. As the last of their navy is not... Nazis are trying to dramatize the importance of the one-man torpedo. Unable to effectively cripple our shipping. So far, it's merely... use every idea, every method in their rag bag of tricks to fight this war to the bitter end.
We've had dozens of letters from Brooklyn boys, Navy and Army. All of them are convinced that by request would give them and the rest of the men in the service the biggest break of the war if we just show some shots of their very special hometown.
Okay, Mac, here we go. A quick tour of Brooklyn, beginning with the famous bridge, looking at it from Lower Manhattan. Then into the downtown district. Several requests came in for this shot of Fulton Street, so here it is. This shot of Henry Street is for Vincent Guaranciano, somewhere in France. When these three sailors reached home on leave, they didn't waste any time. All Brooklyn girls, of course. All right, boys, now we'll have the kiss. Thank you. To most men in service, Brooklyn is merely a convenient word on which to hang a gag. But not to Brooklynites born and bred there. To them, it's a good place to visit and a fine place to live. They think of it not only as a city divorced from the rest of New York, but as a mood, a spirit. With places like Prospect Park, where there's snow on the ground long after it's melted everywhere else. These particular pictures of Lookout Mountain were taken for James Mannix, Bill Walsh, and Sam Beanland, all seamen aboard the USS Adonis. And Corporal John Meyer, out of the States now for over 2 years, reminds us that Brooklyn is sometimes called the City of Churches. Asks to see St. Teresa's, his parish church. Says it'd give him and 2,500 other Teresians in the service a lot of pleasure. And here's a shot of Shore Road for Sergeant Lester Rodney, and several others who wrote in saying a glimpse of it and the bay would help take care of that homesick feeling. Now, everyone knows that a tree grows in Brooklyn, so naturally we had to include it. But Sergeant Applebaum thinks we should show a picture of Eastern Parkway, just to prove that more than one tree grows there. No pictures of Brooklyn would be complete without a glimpse of the stadium at Everett Field and them lovely bums in action. Finally, the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Arch, erected in honor of some other Brooklyn boys who went off to fight an important war in 1861.
Keep the letters coming, and we'll keep trying to answer them. Remember the address, By Request Department, Army, Navy, Screen